So this is just a short video to give you an idea of what to expect during Tet, the Vietnamese Lunar New Year. Most first-time visitors don't know what's open and what's closed, and also how Tet might affect their travel plans. So I'm going to address some of these concerns in this video. Hi, my name is Thuy. I'm a travel professional based in Saigon, and on my channel I share travel tips and local insights. If you're traveling to Vietnam mid-January to early February, you may experience some impact by Tet. The official Tet holiday is January 28th to February 2nd. This year is going to be the year of the snake. Many people don't know this, but there are 3 periods of Tet. There's the pre-Tet period, which is a couple of weeks leading up to Tet, then the Tet day itself, which is on January 29th, and the post-Tet period, which is the 10 days after Tet. The 2 weeks leading up to Tet is what I call the pre-Tet period. During this time it gets really manic, and it's just really busy on the road. You'll notice a lot more traffic with trucks moving goods into the city, and people are starting to prepare to go back to their hometown. This period is also when the flower markets are being set up, so it's a very colorful time. You can feel the buzzing atmosphere in the streets, and it's just a very exciting vibe during this time. So like Thanksgiving in America, this period is a very busy travel time. If you're making trips to the Mekong Delta, Cu Chi Tunnels, Dalat, or Phan Thiet from Ho Chi Minh City, there's going to be a lot more traffic in and out of the city, so expect delays in your travel time. From Hanoi, trips to Ha Long Bay, Ninh Binh, Sapa, and Mai Châu are going to experience similar delays. And even within the city, it's going to be a lot more traffic, especially if you're going to the airport. So if you're flying from Tan Son Nhat in Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi's Noi Bai Airport, make sure you allow extra time, whether it's domestic or international. What I learned from my time of living in Vietnam is that the biggest impact is on the eve of Tet, which is January 28th, where most businesses will have already closed or will be closing early. Places like Ben Thanh Market and Saigon Square will be closed on the eve of Tet and reopen on the next day, the Lunar New Year. Though keep in mind, even though they're open, there's not going to be as many stalls as normal. Most museums and attractions will be closed on January 28th and reopen the next day on the Lunar New Year. Shopping malls like the Saigon Center will be closed from January 28th to the 30th and reopen on the 31st. Vincom Mall will be closed from the 28th to the 31st and reopen on February 1st. Hotel, restaurants, and tourist areas like Pham Ngo La will still be open. Hoi An is probably not going to be as lively as usual, but most likely there will be food places open. Bad news for foodies though. Many of the popular eateries that you've heard about will most likely be closed during this time. Most of the street food sellers, eateries, and local restaurants will close a few days before Tet and reopen at a much later date than regular businesses. The scooter food tours are probably going to be more about cultural sightseeing than the typical street food tour. If you want to find out the holiday hours of any particular restaurants, cafes, or services, I recommend you check out their Facebook page, since many local businesses use Facebook to update their information. In the past, the Tet holiday was considered a dreadful time to visit because everything was closed. But these days, businesses catering to tourists remain open, especially during Lunar New Year. The actual day of Tet is when people are visiting the homes of their family and friends to exchange greetings, and for children, it's the day they get their money envelopes called Lì Xì. Apart from that, people traditionally go to the Nguyen Hue Flower Street and Tao Dan Park and Calligraphy Street to take pictures. Keep in mind there's going to be a 15 to 20% surcharge to your bill for cafes and restaurants that are open during the Tet holiday. This is mainly to cover the additional overtime expenses for working staff. The Lunar New Year is the first day of the Tet celebrations. It continues till about the 6th lunar day, which is February 3rd. During this time, you can visit the many flower markets throughout the city and enjoy the festive atmosphere. This is also a great time to visit Ja Lun, which is the Chinese district in Ho Chi Minh City. You'll see a lot of dragon dances and crowds of people at temples, praying for a prosperous and healthy new year. By the 4th lunar day, markets, shopping malls, and restaurants will start to return to business as usual. Even though there may be some impact on travel during Tet, I think the unique cultural experience, which happens only once a year, compensates for any inconvenience you might experience. If you happen to be in Vietnam during this time, enjoy the festive atmosphere and chúc mừng năm mới! I hope this video is useful for your travel planning. If so, please give me a like and make sure to subscribe.